It's past 10, he's a little bit late tonight. Good evening, everybody. Let me just move this down again. I've been having, Sasha's here. I've been having drinks problems tonight. Not drinking problems, but I normally have a coffee on every Periscope. Tonight, I decided, I've had 2 coffees today. Let me just sort all this out. So I went to make a far healthier alternative. And then I got the NutriBullet out and I started doing all this crazy stuff. No coffee, Sasha. I've got one of these bad boys. Warren's in the house. Good evening, Warren. Good to see you. Yeah, this is a... I don't know what it is actually. Kat's here, Nina's here. This is, I think it's like a frozen summer fruits. That I had some frozen summer fruits in the freezer, whatever summer fruits are. And then it's that green pond water mix. Kim, good evening. That I normally have with water. That's got like kale in it and spinach and all that kind of stuff. And it's got almond milk in it. Dash of protein powder. I don't know. It tastes all right, but I started losing bits of the NutriBullet, and that's why I'm late, because I was going, where are the blades? Where are the blades? I've not used it since the summer. Selena's here. God, the whole gang's here. Let's give people a few minutes. Good evening, Kim. A few minutes to join. Hope everyone is doing well. If you are watching this on the replay, thank you so much for joining us on the replay. My name is Ross. I'm an actor and a voiceover artist from Manchester in the UK, and I scope 3 times a week, all to do with mindset, the science of success, the real science though, kind of behind success, as well as just little mind hacks, motivational hacks, productivity hacks that are going to help you get further in your life faster. If you're not following me, follow me at Ross A. Grant. And guys, if you're on the scope tonight, give it a share. Share it with your mates. Get them all on, because this stuff tonight applies to everybody. I think I prefer the coffee. I'll tell you honestly, this ain't that bad. It's cooler anyway. I didn't realise. I was going, God, it's hot in here. I've got like quite big lights on to light this up, obviously for the Periscope. Didn't notice I'd turned the thermostat on my radiators up to like 30 degrees. It's literally boiling, so it's good to have a cool drink anyway. Carl, good evening. How are we doing? So tonight's scope, guys, is all about one little word. Well, it's not even a little word, it's a massive word. It's quite a medium-sized word, and it's a big word in our lives. Resistance. I am plugged in tonight, Kim, thanks. I'm not going to have any power cuts. Thank you for sharing, Sasha. Hello, Carl. We're talking about resistance. It's something that everybody comes up against in their life, no matter how evolved you are, no matter how well you're doing, no matter how successful you are. You're always going to have resistance, and resistance can be described as, I'm trying to think the best way to describe it really. It's kind of, do you know what? It's a manifestation of fear, effectively. It's the distance. Resistance is the distance really between where you are and what you want to do. You know what it is that you want, and you probably know what the next step is to get it, but resistance is this thing that's kind of between the two, that's stopping you from taking that first step. And it's generally fear, or someone said to me the other day, let me straighten this up again. Someone said to me the other day something that really resonated with me. Oh, I see why I start smashing things over. They said that procrastination and fear really are, how do they describe it? Let me get this right, because it was quite girly-whirly. Good evening. It was quite very kind of a specific way to put it. They said it's how do they say it? I don't want to get this wrong. They were saying that it's kind of fear. I don't. Fear wasn't the word they used though, but it's dressed up as practicality. Okay, it's an excuse dressed up as practicality. So the resistance that you'll have for not doing something, you'll justify it to yourself as practicality, really. Oh, well, I can't do that because of such and such a thing, or I can't do that, because that's not kind of applicable to me, or, I'm not that kind of person, or, that wouldn't work for me, or I've tried something similar and that didn't work, so it's not practical for me to kind of do that again. In a way to justify it to yourself, as opposed to going, actually, you know what, I'm shit scared of doing that in case I fail, which is what happens to most people, but we dress it up as practicality instead. So that's that kind of resistance. Thanks for sharing, Kat. If you're feeling resistance in your life right now, let me know. Give me some yeses or some hearts. Tap on the screen to give some hearts out. Let me know if you're feeling that in any area of your life. A lot of actors watch these scopes, but it doesn't just apply to acting. It might be a resistance in one of your relationships, or in your physicality, whether resistance of going to the gym. Procrastination, it is, says Selena. Yeah, definitely, it is. Procrastination kind of like sums up such a broad term, I guess. But this resistance, really kind of comes from a place of fear. I've seen a lot of hearts going through, so I guess people are experiencing this themselves. Definitely. And I spoke to quite a few people this week who were saying, I kind of know what I want. I almost kind of know how to get it, but something is stopping me from doing it. And I'm like, you know what, it is just because, and it's a completely natural occurrence, it's because you're just afraid of it. Resistance for me is medically related. I think, some resistance will be absolutely, built within factual stuff if you are, kind of less able physically or that kind of thing, Ruth. But also, and I've had to remind myself this a lot with my eyes. For those who are watching and have never seen a scope before, I'm visually impaired. I've got a retinal condition called retinitis pigmentosa, which unfortunately kind of robs you of your vision over your life. But it's another story. But it leaves you with a real lack of peripheral vision. That's kind of like the main thing. So when I'm walking around, particularly in crowds, I'll struggle. It makes my vision in dim light quite bad as well. But I've kind of had to remind myself over the years a lot, and even recently, even this week, when an audition for something came through, and it said it mentioned at the end of the scene that the lights come down and it just leaves the character I was playing on stage in a spotlight, lighting these kind of like fuses, I guess, to illustrate something. And my instant resistance kicked in, my instant place of fear kicked in to go, oh God, right, that puts me out of my comfort zone. If I'm in dim light, I can't see, I struggle with that, it plays on all my insecurities. And I've got to be careful that I don't use this as an excuse. So I'm like, actually, okay, well, what are the practicalities of this? And I will go through the 4 questions that I asked myself to get myself through that resistance. And that's what I want you all to ask yourself tonight. So we've got to kind of like also remember, even if we do have factual reasons and factual, kind of medical conditions that make us less able, I don't like the word disabled, that mean that we have to just approach something a little bit differently. It means we have to do it a bit different to everybody else. We can't use that as an excuse to not do it or to get ourselves out of it, and to, again, it's dressing that fear up as practicality. Me going, oh, well, it's not practical for me to be on a stage like that because I can't do that. Well, actually, you know what, Ross, could you, if we approached it a bit differently and we worked our way through it? Of course you could. I like that with a stick, and the character, yeah, absolutely. So Carl uses a stick, yeah, and that's gonna instantly play into all your insecurities, Carl, and you're gonna hit that resistance every time. But you must remind yourself of these questions that I'm going to go through. It's quite short scope actually. It's only 4 questions, I guess. We won't be on that long tonight, but it was something that was important because I've used these myself this week, and I've heard other people with similar kind of problems, and I'm like, right, well, we need to kind of refocus and bash through this resistance. It's quite straightforward. But it's kind of powerful questions that are obvious, but we just need to remind ourselves of. Rach is here. Chris Stone Films is here. Good to see you guys. You just joined in time. So 4 questions to help you smash through resistance, help you smash through those bullshit excuses. But like I say, I tried to kid myself of this week. I tried again. My one insecurity in my life is my eyes. Without a doubt, guys, it's the thing that always kind of has cropped up over the years, and at times I've let it limit me. More recently, if anything, it's empowered me, and it's led to some really big opportunities that I never saw coming. But I still have to battle on a weekly basis to remind myself that it's a reason to move forward, not a reason to kind of back off and step back. So question 1, okay, when you're feeling resistance and you go, right, this thing is here that I want, and this is what I want to achieve, but I'm feeling some kind of resistance, and I might not even know what it's around, or I might not know where it's necessarily coming from right now. Question 1, the first thing you need to do is let's break down the big thing, okay, just into literally the next action that we need to take. You just need to step back and say, right, what actions do you need to take, or what actions do I need to take? Maybe I should have wrote these questions out a bit differently, but yeah, what actions do you need to take? Okay, so it might be a simple thing. So with me, when I got that script and it said, lights down, instant panic, going, oh God, right, I did 3 years of theatre at drama school, and it did my head in, because every blackout, I couldn't see a thing. It was a nightmare. I had to go in at lunch, every bloody rehearsal on my own, literally close my eyes, Go, right, I'm going to be here on the stage with this blackout, I'm going to close my eyes so I can't see a thing, and I'm going to get myself off stage. So I'd go, right, I need to turn 90 degrees left, I need to walk 3 paces, turn 90 degrees left again, walk 2 paces, and I'm off stage. So I'd have to do extra work, effectively. But I could just go, well, what actions do I need to take? Well, okay, well, I need to take some extra actions for me to get through that resistance. And that doesn't mean that they're impossible and it's difficult, but what actions do I need to take in order to achieve that outcome that I want, or that goal that I want? Let's not just focus on the big thing and the big fear and the overall objective. Let's just break it down into little actions. Okay, well, I might need to find out how many scene changes there are. You know, is this script littered with blackouts, so I'm going to be doing this a lot? Or is this just one, and it happens in the first scene, and I just happen to have read the first scene? Instantly I've shit myself. You know, maybe for the next 10 scenes there are no blackouts. So is it really an issue? What are the next actions that I need to take? We just need to figure out what the next actions are. And for me, that would be research the script, you know, or practice getting off stage, or, you know, whatever it is for you. We just need to look at what that, you know, actually what those actions are. Let's not just instantly let it defeat us. Question 2, and this is big, okay? And you need to be more afraid of this than actually being afraid of the fear in the first place. Question 2: what is the pain you associate for not taking action? Because people don't always, well, hardly ever, associate pain with not taking action. Okay, so they associate pain with taking action by going, oh, well, if I actually go through with that thing, then it could fail, and that's going to cause me pain. I could lose money, I could lose my relationship, I could lose my health, all these kind of things. Well, let's reverse that and flip it. What is the pain that you associate with not taking action? So for me, not going for that audition, well, the pain that I feel there is go, oh, well, you know, I might miss out on a great opportunity. I might miss out on meeting someone in the cast who I work with in the future, meeting a great director, someone in the audience seeing something if I get the role, and it leading to more opportunities and more jobs. That pain then starts to feel greater than that pain of going, oh, well, it's going to be a bit of a hassle if the lights go down. Okay, so what in your life can you kind of reframe to go, well, what do I need to fear missing out far more than fearing failure? That's got to be bigger, and it always will be when you start asking yourself those questions. What am I going to lose if I don't take action? Because you know what, guys, I say this all the time, but that time's going to pass anyway. So the next day, the next week, the next 10 days, the next month, the next year, the next 10 years of your life, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, with your health, you know, remaining healthy, that time's going to pass anyway. You know, so are you going to go through that time and just let it pass, and then at the end of it go, oh, well, I didn't take any of those opportunities because I was afraid, and I was dressing fear up as practicality? Or are we going to look at what the actions we need to take and what I'm going to miss out if I don't take those actions? I think you're better to fail than to not have tried. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely bigger loss if you don't take action. Definitely. That's why you're here, Ruth. Absolutely. 100%. I think you've got a very, a very positive mindset. But I think, like me, you know, when there's things that are health related, you need to remind yourself all the time of all the things you are capable of. Not let something that you're not capable of stop you from doing all the other things as well. So that was question 2. Okay, what is the pain you associate for not taking action? Question 3. I mentioned this in Bulletproof Actor in the full mindset course that people are going through at the moment. You can check it out on bulletproofactor.com. Registration opens again in late April. What will it cost you if you don't change? That's what I thought, waiting for show reels to be completed. What have I got to lose? Just go for it. Nothing, Kat, exactly. Done is better than perfect. So what will it cost you if you don't change? Okay, so I get people within Bulletproof Actor when they're rewriting their life stories, really, the limiting life stories that they're living, and that no doubt everybody on here is living if you're not aware, not aware of kind of your life story and what's formed it in the past and your past experiences. You know, negative past experiences will be limiting you today. What's it going to cost you if things don't change? You know, ultimately, this might just be one occasion where I let fear talk me out of an audition. Fear talks me out of going for a casting. Well, that's just one, okay, on one occasion. But if I don't change that psychology, what's it going to cost me in the future? How many more auditions is that going to cost me? How many, relationships is that going to cost me by not meeting people, by going for these things? Kevin Arrow is in the house. Not seen your name before, Kev. Let us know where you're viewing from, mate. we're halfway through, so you've kind of come in halfway through, but hopefully you'll still get this. We're talking about resistance, Kevin, and things that are going to be stopping you from taking action, and we're looking at 4. Yes, you have I? Oh, see that? It's terrible. That's like I don't take notice of who's joining the scopes. I don't recognise your name. I've got a weird frozen drink tonight. Well, apologies for that, because I thought I hadn't. But welcome back anyway. Welcome back to the family. So yeah, what will it cost you if things don't change? Your memory's rubbish. We talked loads. Oh, Kev, how many scopes ago was it though? If it was more than like 1, mate, then my mind looks like this inside my head. It's about this consistency at the moment. So yeah, what's it going to cost you if you don't change? Okay, it's going to cost you things right now, but what's it going to cost you in the future? Being at least 5 of yours. Bloody hell, that is bad, isn't it? That's actually like really bad. Kev, massive apologies. I'll definitely remember for next time. But welcome anyway. So yeah, it's bad, isn't it, Chris? It is bad. It's really bad. I spent 5 hours in the traffic centre today waiting for Chris to come and meet me, but his car broke down. So that I blame it on that. I blame it on the monotony of just waiting for him to show up. He's not offended anyway, so it's fine. So yeah, question 3. What will it cost you? You even remember Kevin Nina. Bloody hell, things are bad. Yeah, I'm going to hide behind this. What will it cost you if things don't change? There's lots of us who've done lots of scopes. Exactly. This is nearly scope number 70, Kevin. Look at this. He comes on. He's only been on 5. He's only been on 5 out of 70. He comes on. He's trashing it. Sorry, just pops in. It's all right, Mary. I remember you. Pop back in. No, it's fine. It's great to see everybody. So, yeah, what will it cost you if things don't change? Okay, and it will cost you loads of stuff. You know, think of other things in the past, opportunities you've not taken, that now you're like. Let me know if you agree. I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here. When I fear something, I think I have to keep doing it until the fear goes. Yeah, as long as it's not, you know, like jumping off a cliff or something. I agree with that, Sam. Think you've done about 60, Kim. You've been on a lot. So yeah, who now? I mean, I'm 33. Who looks back? And I'm not saying I look back with regret. I definitely look back with regret. I take full accountability for every decision I've ever made, and it's brought me to the place that I am now, which, thank God, is actually a really good place, and you know, I'm doing a lot of good, and there's a lot of good stuff happening. However, going to be realistic here. I'm not one to go, oh, I have no regrets in ever, because I wish I hadn't done that. I don't have terrible regrets, so I'm like, oh, I wish I would have, you know, I missed out on a huge opportunity. But there are definitely things in my past where I'm like, you know what, Ross, just wish you'd have been a little bit less fearless there, or you'd have just gone for that, or you'd approached that person, or you'd have spoke to that person, or you'd have written that email, or you'd have written that letter, or you'd have gone to that audition. And that's just kind of human nature, but, you know, be honest with me, do you feel like that with parts of your life, areas of your life? Do you wish you'd have gone up to that guy or girl in the bar? Do you wish you'd have gone to that audition? Do you wish you'd have written that letter? You'd have reached out to somebody? You'd have taken that course? Agree totally, definitely. And that's not to go, oh, look, we're just losers, look how terrible we are. That's, you know, that's just everyone has that. And those people who go, oh, no, I have no regrets, bullshit. I'm not saying you've got massive regrets, like you're like, oh my God, my life's so terrible. But looking back with age and with hindsight, which is 2020 innit, vision I would love to have, then we definitely look back at things and go, age is a wonderful thing, isn't it? You know, where you want to do stuff. Tell them the Russell T Davies story, says Chris. I had exactly that this week when I chose only 6 donuts instead of 12. Exactly, Kevin. Krispy Kreme is gutted you didn't do that as well. So Chris Stone went to a show recently, and better to regret something you have done than something you haven't, definitely, but I think we all regret things we haven't done, just being honest, vulnerable, you know, it's what we are as human beings. Chris went to a show recently, Mr. Stone, he's on the scope tonight, and I'm reading that, Sasha, good point. I'm just going to tell Chris's story. Yeah, he went to a show and he was walking out and he saw Russell T Davies. Now, Chris is like a massive like Doctor Who fan, loves a lot of Russell T Davies' stuff. And Chris is an outgoing guy, definitely without a doubt, but instantly he's met with resistance. He's on his own in this theatre. One of his idols is here, no doubt probably talking to other people or whatever, or maybe he's not. I don't know if he was on his own, Chris, or not at the time. But Chris is walking out the theatre, and then he's going, oh no, if I get in my car and I go, then I'm going to probably regret not speaking to Russell T Davies. But then all those insecurities kick in. Oh, what if he says no? What if he doesn't want to talk to me? What if I look embarrassed? What if people don't you think bad of me for pestering him and all that kind of stuff? And I think you'd walked out of the theatre, Chris. You said, and then you went, no, I'm going to regret this. I've got to do it. Walks back in, approaches Russell, just goes for it, talks to him, ends up having a lovely chat with him, gets to know him, you know, really nice guy, gives him a business card that has my face on it, not because he carries my business cards around, but just because I was in Year of Spies, which is a film that Chris directed, and he has business cards with those kind of movie stills on. Russell's one of the nicest people ever. Awesome, and yeah, and then he can walk away from that going, well, you know what, if nothing comes of it, at least there'll never be any what ifs, you know. And I think we forget that. Okay, so just you know, going back to this, your question 3 to ask yourself, what will it cost you if things don't change? How many more missed opportunities are you going to have? You know, when I hit 40, another 7 years, crikey, I don't want to look back on my 30s like I look back on my 20s and go, I wish I'd have done more of that, wish I'd done more of that. Hopefully there'll be less of that, and then from 40 to 50, when I look back on my 40s, there'll be even less. I think we're always going to have it, because we're always going to, we're always going to have a little bit of, kind of fear, or we don't push as hard as we always can. But just think about what it's going to cost you in the future. Question 4. And this is like the reward. This is the flip side. Okay, so we've asked ourselves, what will it cost us if we don't take action? We've asked ourselves what action we actually need to take, and then, look at this. You can't. These slides are going all over the place. And then question 2 was, what's the pain you associate for not taking action? So we looked at the pain. Look at the flip side. No pain, no gain. What is the gain? Okay, what are you going to gain if you take action now? So if you go, right, okay, well, you know, the pain I'm going to get for not taking action is that I'm going to miss out on this, that, and the other. Well, what is the gain? What's the pleasure? Okay, and when we flood our minds with what we're going to gain, but you know, when you're a kid and you're thinking at Christmas what you're going to get for Christmas, were you like me at Christmas, where like you almost got more excited on the run up to Christmas than actually on Christmas, because you're going, oh my god, it's going to be great, I'm going to get that PlayStation, I'm going to get these games. It feels so good imagining what you're going to get, because you flood your mind with positive emotion and dopamine and serotonin and you know, lots of feel good factors, feel good chemicals that your body, you know, will produce, and almost, you know, imagining it, what you're going to get is almost, you know, you're almost kind of experiencing getting it before you've got it. So true, says Mary. It's great. It's why people love to dream about winning the lottery. Visualize success. Yeah, exactly. You know, because it feels really good. You've got to be careful, because sometimes it can be enough for people to think about what it would be like, and then they don't take action because they've almost had the reward already. So you've got to kind of be careful how much of it you feel. But you know, think about what you're going to get if you do take action. Okay, so not only are you going, well, I'm not going to have any of that pain, I'm going to get all of this gain as well. And then when you ask yourself those 4 questions, it should be enough. It certainly is for me, or it was this week, to take that action that you're kind of shying away from and that resistance is pushing you away from taking. So to recap, when you're feeling resistance, ask yourselves these questions in order. 1, break it down. What are the actions I need to take? First of all, don't be intimidated by the whole thing. Just what is the actions you need to take? What's the next thing you need to take? It might just be one action, it might be a couple of actions, but at least just work out what the next one is. What's the next action you need to take is question 1. Question number 2 is, what's the pain that you associate for not taking action? So you've got to go, well, if I don't take action, I've got to have that long walk home on my own, I'm going to feel like I'm disappointing myself, people are going to ask me questions and I'm going to go, no, I didn't do it. It's like, must be like the Bush Tucker trial thing if you watch I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, where they've got no meals and they've got to take that walk back to camp and they're like, oh god, everyone's going to ask me how many meals I got and I didn't get any, and I'm going to have to tell them, oh god, you know. Whereas if they thought about that beforehand and then they went, actually, well, you know, well, what am I going to gain, before they went and did the trial, they might have done it. So question 3, what will it cost you if you don't change? So it's not just going to cost you this thing now, how many other things is it going to cost you in the future? How many more opportunities and things are you going to regret and miss out on? And then 4, flood yourself with positivity. What will you gain if you take action now? Okay, what will you gain? Because there'll be loads, and the gain will way outweigh the pain. Because a lot of the time, you know, that pain, it's only ever a no or a not this time. It's never anything like, you know, it's not going to end in death, is it? Well, hopefully. No one's going to go, right, well, you know what, Russell T Davies isn't going to go, Chris, you just asked me about my work. You know, unless he's a mentalist and you've caught him on a bad day. He's mostly going to be alright, or he might just go, not now, mate, really, really sorry. Well, that's it. What are you afraid of? That guy or girl you want to ask out, all they're really going to go is no, or not in the market right now, no, I'm really sorry, not kind of, you know, not for me right now, whatever. And you go, alright then, but that's fine. He did have a gun, Chris. You go, alright, great, well, that's fine. You know, I'm always like, you know what, if you want to do something, you go and ask. You just go and ask. Think I would jump on Ray Winston's back? Might regret that. Well, you know, maybe you won't. Maybe you might like it. Often it's not personal, but we take it personally. Yeah, we do. Any personal interaction, Kev. Because effectively, that's why acting's so difficult for people to get their head around. Because it's not like you're going around with a bag of goods and going, look, here's a bag of spanners and tools. These are really good. Do you want to buy them? And they go, no, not really, mate. I am not really a DIY kind of guy. You wouldn't go, oh God, I feel so useless now. Because you're selling a product. But when that product's you, and they go, nah, not this time, you go, oh, I must be terrible. I'm rubbish. I don't deserve this. Getting the balls to do something is so worth it afterwards. Yes, and so many people only get the balls to do it once the thing's gone. And they experience that pain and they go, oh God, next time, you know what, next time I'm just going to do it. It's like, you know what, there's a friend of mine who I never take things personally, even when people forget me. Exactly, Kevin. You came on here. I said, Kev, you're new. Welcome to the Scope. You went, no, I'm not, Ross. I've been on 5. And I went, oh no. And you went, it's all right. Not took offence. We're still friends. Everything's good. But yeah, a friend of mine runs a dating kind of coaching thing. So he coaches guys who don't have a lot of confidence, yet they might be like brilliant people. And they've taken a lot of, you know, they've had a lot of success in work and things like that, but they spent so much time focusing on their work, they've got no confidence and social skills, and that kind of thing. So my mate teaches kind of confidence, not one of these crazy pick-up people who just cheats and does all this weird stuff with women to trick them. He just kind of is a bit of a confidence guru. And he has a 3-second rule when he takes guys out, and he's like, you know what, look around, there's lots of beautiful women around or whatever. If there's women, you know, look around, there's beautiful men. It's not just like a men only thing. And he has a 3-second rule, so he'll take them out and he'll go, look, if you're in a supermarket or you're in a coffee shop or wherever you are and you see somebody that you like and that you're attracted to, if they're within like proximity, you know, arm's length of you or whatever, you've got 3 seconds from the moment of seeing them to actually open a conversation before your psychology literally shuts down and goes, no, you can't do that, and all this resistance and fear starts coming in because you start flooding your mind with, what if she says get lost, or what if he says go away, or all this rejects me, all this kind of stuff. And life's very much like that. So when Chris walked past Russell T Davies, he had that moment of, you know what, if he just did it on impulse, like straight away within 3 seconds of seeing him, he wouldn't have had to go through that walk out of the theatre to go, oh God, maybe I should go and do it, maybe I shouldn't. And I think sometimes you've just gotta take that opportunity straight away, and you know, and get over that resistance instantly. There's nothing to break through then. Negative self-talk, yeah, it's you know, someone said to me the other day, be careful what you say to yourself, because remember, you're listening. I'm like, yep, totally get that. With 4 seconds. But yeah, you know, do be careful what you're saying to yourself, because your subconscious particularly is always listening. And it hears every little thought, you know, whereas other people, you know, things you say outwardly only affect the people who hear them. Everything you say outwardly and inwardly, you always hear it. So do be careful. So that's kind of been useful. I'd say it's just a bit of a short one, but it was just because I've seen a few people this week. It's only Monday, so yeah, over the weekend. Kind of struggling with this, going, I know what to do, I know what I want, but they come up against this fear that says, you're not good enough, that won't work for you, you don't deserve this, you're not clever enough, you're not special enough. All this shit that just, you know, is nonsense. It's just fear, and as I say, often kind of manifests itself as practicality. So you convince yourself that you're not afraid of anything. It's just, you know, it's just not practical for you to go and do that. No, you are. Just admit it to yourself. Being vulnerable is powerful. Don't shy away from it. This is why people do affirmations. Yeah, absolutely. So for those who kind of know the work of people like Tony Robbins and stuff, he uses a word called incantations, a bit like affirmations, which is where he will repeat phrases and embody the phrase. So like a power phrase, and I go over this in Bulletproof Actor as well. And they are things that he will say over and over again to get into peak state, that are positive incantations or affirmations for himself. So, when he's out walking or whatever you do, and you can say things to yourself, like over and over again. You can say that every day in every way I'm getting stronger and stronger and better. Every day in every way I'm getting stronger and stronger and better. Every day in every way I'm getting stronger and stronger and better. He said to yourself internally as you're walking along, and if there's not people around, say it externally as well, but embody it physically and you will feel it. The quickest way to change your state internally is by physical activity externally. So I went for a run yesterday. Again, I do my half marathon every Sunday. Went out as usual, feeling quite overwhelmed with the amount of work I've got to do this week and all the things that I've got on, which are great, which I get to do, I don't have to do, so it's brilliant. I'm very, very grateful for that. Still went out with quite a heavy mind. Changed my state so much physically by running that half marathon, 13.1 miles, and I'd lost an energy gel because I had a hole in my bloody shorts. Couldn't believe it. 10 miles in, like, right, time to take an energy gel, Ross. Reach around the back of my shorts. Oh, it's gone. There's a big hole in my shorts. So that was a mind versus matter thing completely. My mind going, oh, you're going to be weak now, Ross. You've not had your energy gel. My body going, no, you can do it. You've had your porridge. You're going to be fine. It's a real battle, though. Real battle. What you feel up here, what you think up here, you feel everywhere. It really is true. And then, are you mad? Every Sunday. It's just a bit of a ritual I've got into, mate. And it's something that I just do every Sunday. And I love it. And I come back feeling so clear, lots of clarity, quite exhausted, so I don't have time to focus on the negative nonsense that I was maybe telling myself before I went out and all the reasons why I shouldn't go for a run and I've got this to do and got that to do. That's something I do. Who kind of almost talks themselves out of the gym and then once they've been, feels amazing and go, oh my God, I can't believe I need to talk myself out of that. I say all the time, sometimes I don't like running, but every time I love having ran. Sometimes I don't like working out, but I love having worked out. Sometimes I like this actually, but sometimes I don't enjoy having a green smoothie, but I enjoy having had a green smoothie because it makes me feel better about myself. Hardest part is getting there. It is. When you're a kid and you dread school. Who used to dread school? And then when you got there, it wasn't that bad. It was alright. Excessive release, the good chemicals in the body. Absolutely, yeah. I like positive stickers on my bathroom mirror. It gets me to go, that's a great idea. I've never thought of that, but yeah. Things like actually cleaning your teeth. You can look at stuff. I noticed Archie, who's not on the scope tonight, put a picture up on his wall of a vision board. And I see this kind of thing in The Secret, and you know what I'm like. Don't kind of believe in this wishing for kind of things. But I think vision boards and stuff are useful in terms of going, well, actually, you know what? Let's just keep my eyes on the prize. This is what I want, and I'm going to focus on what I want and not on what I don't want. Because a lot of people, when they don't have a reminder of what they want in front of them, obviously slide to the negative with negativity bias and focus on what they don't want. I love the vision board idea. I might do one. Should we all do one and then post pictures on Twitter of them? Things like that. You won't want to see what's on my vision board though. I'm just a geek. It'll just be really good. You're like, iMac. Brand new Apple iMac. 5K screen. Cash, money. Saji says, yeah, make your vision board your desktop. Yeah, well, a lot of people. I know a guy. There's a really great guy. You should. There's loads of great people I follow on social media and stuff that I should make a list of it. A lot of them are kind of business people, but there's a guy called Pat Flynn. His desk is made of a whiteboard. So he's got like two massive whiteboards, and they've kind of like been structured together as a real desk. But it means he can write directly onto his desk every week, and he'll have kind of like all the things over here that he wants, and he can stick things on with magnets and stuff like that, as if you were putting them on a proper whiteboard. And that's a really cool idea to keep your mind on what you want. It's not what they are, it's what they represent. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. And I'm going to look at getting a stand-up desk as well, guys. I don't know if you've seen stand-up desks, but there's been a lot of kind of research done into the benefits of working stood up as opposed to me always just sitting down in a lovely comfy chair. You get a bit stand-up desks, and they come with kind of like a little kind of wheel thing that you turn, and it can raise up and down depending on what you want. Have you seen the treadmill desk? No. I don't think I could do that though, doing a scope as I'm running. remember you mentioning those. Yeah, from America. They're big in America. Absolutely, yeah. Shortens your life expectancy, apparently, too much sitting down. Yeah, no, there's been loads of research done on that. I mean, I think it's, people who sit down a lot and just eat donuts, they're obviously at risk of, they're going to obviously have higher risk of diabetes, heart attack, high cholesterol, mortality, that kind of thing. I think if you sit down and you eat healthily and you exercise, it's not as bad. But still, we can all, constant improvement, categories of constant improvement. We should all be looking for that. I may use that line on my boss tomorrow about sitting down. Yeah, just go like, sorry boss, I've got to get out and about. Hey dude, nothing wrong with donuts. Yeah, exactly. Kev has had 6 donuts instead of 12. I went into Starbucks the other day because I go into Starbucks a lot and the staff know me. It's the best treatment ever. Chris was with me. The girl who works in Starbucks, Ali, Trafford Park Starbucks legend, came over with a box of Krispy Kremes and went, Ross, help yourself. I was like, this is just amazing. Like, what a fantastic Starbucks. They even sell Krispy Kremes. They're giving you for free. I do an hour workout daily, so work it off. Oh, it's all right then. You deserve a couple of donuts, Kev, without a doubt. So yeah, well, that's been pretty good, hasn't it? A little bit of a diversion at the end there, but I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know what you're doing this week. If you're up to anything exciting, if you're going and attacking your goals, what you're doing. Donuts are on my dream board. Vision board, big donut, boom. Stick that in the middle. But yeah, I used to love donuts. Krispy Kreme ones, just the ones that are just iced. They're the best ones when they come off the conveyor belt hot. Didn't give me a donut, did she? She didn't, Chris. She doesn't love you. She loves me. Attacking goals. Sasha's attacking goals this week. I've got loads of stuff going on this week, which is pretty cool. And I've got quite a few things to announce as well for the websites that I run next week. I've got an audition for my 2nd year of the degree. Awesome. Good luck with that, Kim. That's brilliant. I'm going to start doing, guys, some with the help of Chris Stonio here. As opposed to just doing doing kind of just audio podcasts with people or doing live broadcasts, which are quite cool, but they are what they are. Doing a death scene audition. Oh my god! Well, let us know how that goes, Mary. That's a bit hectic. I'm going to start doing some really high-end video podcasts that are shot as professional interviews, high quality video. Because I think you can tell a lot about somebody when you're looking at them say things, as opposed to when you're just hearing them on an audio podcast. I don't know what the stats are, but I think we communicate something like 80% body language, 20% through speech. So it'd be good to kind of start filming some of these for you guys. Had 2 great castings. It seemed really positive. Awesome. Warren also got his profile on Casting Call Pro over the weekend up to the #1 visited profile or something like that. Did a Skype audition today. Yeah. Well, there's an article someone wrote for me called Bruce Alexander from Melbourne Acting Studio in London. He wrote an act on this about Skype auditions. It was called something like Skype auditions. Do they really work? And the answer is yes, they do. I've seen like top drama cast on Skype where I've been working as a casting assistant at various places. So get your Skype game on just in case any of those come up. It's a bit like self-taping. When as the industry is moving faster and faster, people want things more immediate all the time. Yes, they did. Yeah, Chris casts a lot on Skype. I remember auditioning for Chris on Skype for Year of Spies. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Chris always does that. It's a bit funny at first, seeing the director just basically sat on his bed going, right, okay, do you want to take it from here? And not on the bed, that would be weird. I've been cast on a couple of jobs on Skype. Can you practice one with you, Chris? Chris has just posted some cool trailers to Instagram as well, guys. Well, it's not the bed I thought you were. I thought you were leant against, like you were just chilled out, leant against like the wall, up against your bed, because you get good Wi-Fi or something. I wasn't on the bed. Just directs, just basically lay down because he's lazy. Getting R-rated this, yeah, no, it's going weird again. I didn't even mean it to go weird. As he's doing us, brilliant. But yeah, follow Chris on Twitter and Instagram particularly, because he's been making some Instagram videos of the trailers of Year of Spies this week. So check those out. He is married as well. Yeah, Chris is yeah. There's nothing weird on Skype. If you do audition for him, it's not going to be one of those auditions. Oh, it's all going hectic and wrong. I'm going to go. I've seen the spy things. Very cool. You look good, Ross, with the Chinese guy. You mean as General Sheng, as I shoot him in the head, bang, take him out. yeah, I'm normally kind of like a little bit geeky and a bit cheesy really, but we took a bit of a risk there, Mr. Stone and I, going, can I be a bit of an action hero? I think it kind of worked. It was pretty good, and I want to do more gunfighting and all-out action hero, superhero goodness, Chris, so let's get the next episode done, yeah? Definitely. Can't even blame Sam tonight for making it R-rated. Yeah, I don't know where Sam is. Sam's probably working in a theatre or something. She works in a theatre, doesn't she? Right, guys, well, I'm going to leave you to it because we've been going now 42 minutes. I thought it was only going to be a 20-minute one tonight. But it's only 4 questions. Fly through that. The next James Bond. I'd love it, Warren. I'd love it. That would be great if Daniel Craig retires anytime soon and they don't give it to Idris Elba or someone like that. Straight in, no mucking around. Well, thank you. I appreciate you all for spending some time with me once again. Please come over to the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Act on This TV. And also, we've got a Facebook group for Bulletproof Actor, and you can go so it's facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor. Come and request to join those, and we'll let you guys in. It'd be great to see you there. Got loads of good stuff coming up on Act on This. Got a live broadcast on Wednesday night with a wonderful actress called Annie Wallace, who plays Sally St. Clair in Hollyoaks. She's the world's first, no, if it's world's, definitely the UK's first transgender actress playing a transgender role for the first time. And Annie is 50 or 51 now, and spent an awful lot of her life, like 30 plus years, effectively kind of living in stealth, not really being able to kind of live her authentic self, being true to herself, telling people what she kind of really, identified as, I guess, and and what she related to in her life. And she kind of held herself back a long time. I think she got in her own way sometimes, as we all do. If we're not dealing with issues like that, we've all got our own issues. And she's got an amazingly inspirational story that literally the year she came out and said, this is what I am, take me or leave me, then the whole world literally opened up to her. She opened up to the world opened up to her. She's had more success in the last year than she's ever had in her life. She's just got a really compelling, inspirational story that I want her to tell you. It's not nearly as powerful coming out of my mouth as it is listening to her. So go to actonthis.tv right now, go to the blog section, and you can click in the blog. It's the latest blog for that broadcast, and there's a link there where you can register to get a free online place to watch that live, and you can tweet us questions live as well, so please do that. Come and join in Wednesday night. That's Wednesday evening at 7:30 p.m. live on actonthis.tv/live. So yeah, please come and get involved with that. Those events only really work if you guys get involved. Obviously there's a bit of an interview going on between me and Annie that you'll be able to watch, but it's so much more entertaining and more fun if people tweet questions in live and get involved that way. I've got a podcast coming up with Peter Hunn, the head of casting at Hollyoaks at Lyme as well. Got a podcast or broadcast coming up with who else? Emma Stafford as well, casting director. Who else? David Martin, the casting director. He casts an awful lot of big drama. Who else have I got? There's loads of great people, really. So just come and get involved in the community, because loads of it's free and you can just join and take advantage of it all. So be there, or just be somewhere way boring and nowhere near as good. So thank you all. I'm going to go. Just noticed this on my desk. Valentine's cards yesterday. Don't get excited. It's off my niece. She's 2. Put a little handprint inside it. Going, there you go. Lots of love, Isla. So shout out to my niece for the Valentine's Day card. Get them to start doing generals. I'll try my best, Nina. I will try my best. Definitely. We'll try and get some generals together. Daniel Edwards, CDG, casting director, called me the other day. Well, I called him actually to ask for a bit of advice, and he said he would do some workshops with us in the future as well. So he castings like Mr. Selfridge and Ripper Street, but they will be invite only, exclusive workshops that I don't advertise and allow people to sign up for and pay for. They're a reward for the people who get involved in the community, because I go, well, if I want to let people attend, I'll let people attend. Don't have a go at me. If you're not going to invest in yourself and invest in what I'm trying to create, which isn't costing you anything, then you don't get to come. If you do invest and you're proactive and you get involved in everything and you help everybody out, then I want to reward people. So I want to do some workshops in the future. Daniel Edwards, CDG, stands for Casting Directors Guild. But Daniel Edwards casts Mr. Selfridge, although that's finished now, Ripper Street. You go to danieledwardscasting.com and you can check out his website. But awesome guy, literally one of the nicest, most loyal people in this industry that I know. So shout out to Daniel if he ever sees this, not that he will, but he's really, really nice, and he's a real kind of champion of actors and new talent. He'll always have time for you if you ask him for help. Sound bloke, really got a lot of time for him. He's a really nice guy. So thank you all. I'll see you Wednesday. Let me know what you want to talk about, if you've got any problems or kind of hurdles facing you in your career or your life, and we'll try and sort those out. Get involved with the Facebook groups, and I will see you Wednesday night, 10 p.m. And then it's book club again on Friday. Brendan Bussard's The Charge. Brendan Bussard's The Charge. So we'll be back for that. Oh no, it won't be Wednesday. I'm lying, because I'm doing the broadcast on Wednesday. So it's book club on Friday. Annie Wallace's broadcast on Wednesday. Forget the Periscope. I can't do it all. So go and register at onthis.tv. Click in the blog section. Go and register for Annie's broadcast, and I will see you there. Pleasure, Warren. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everybody. Cheers, Chris Stone. Oh, you've got a new car, mate, and we'll get some sushi through the week. Monday, actually, blue plates at Yo Sushi, much cheaper. Bye for now.